Everyone, this is Lisa Cronin from It's Little Things in Card Making, and I'm back with a video to help whoever needs help with these dies. I bought them last year. I wanted to use them, and I opened up the package, and there is 17 die pieces, and several die pieces have several cuts. So I put them back into the package and said, I don't have time to figure this out. It will have to be for next year. So that's now. So I went online first. I wanted to see, is there something I should be aware of? What's the best way to do this? And yeah, I thought a new video would be good. So I decided to make one. It's not really difficult. So but you have to be organized. And there is a few tips that I can suggest you doing that will make it even easier. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is kind of show you where I am. They came out so pretty. I loved this die set because this die set was really reminiscent of when I was a child, and those glass ornaments that had like funnels in them, and it just reminded me so much of when I was a kid. So pretty, and you can do a lot. You can do a lot with them. Okay, so typically, like this one that we're going to be doing now, which is this one. The picture, you have to kind of use this as a guide because the picture has a color red. And each one of the pieces to make this to make this ornament, has the word red on the back of it. I don't know if you could see that. Anyway, so you have red number 1, which is your base. Then you have red number 2, which is kind of like your shadows, your dimension looking pieces. And then you have your small pieces. Now this is one die, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 pieces on this one. There's 3 on here. That makes 10. 11. So you'll have 11 pieces to put this together. But it's not that difficult if you kind of stay organized. So what I've done is I've taken all the pieces that I wanted to use to make this ornament, and I cut it out of paper that I wanted to use. I wanted it to be a white ornament and have silver accents. So knowing my base is going to be white, then I went to a mirrored card in silver, and that was my number 2 red. And then I wanted a little bit of sparkle, so I used my number 3 red to cut out these pieces. It's important to find a sandwich in your machine that's going to allow you to cut the pieces, but not cut the paper behind it. So I think that's kind of an important thing. That helps keep all your pieces together, and then you know what you're dealing with, you know what you're working with. Okay, now when you cut out your base die, it's going to emboss all of these lines. And that's important because that's your guide. That's going to tell you where to lay down your other pieces. So you're going to start off with this die. Now, what I do, because all of my add-on pieces to each ornament is backed with double-sided tape. And the way I like to work with double-sided tape is with a knife, with a pen knife. And what I do is I just pick up each piece as I need it. So here is this piece, this one piece here. And it's going to go, it's telling me where it goes. Because, truthfully, you can look at the picture, you can look at the shape, but I'm going by what I see on the embossing. And I'm really hoping you can see it. So this kind of looks like a I don't know, like a cane, shaped like a cane. And I'm going to place that down where it belongs. No glue, no fuss, no muss. And there's the top of the cane here. And there's two little pieces. Not pieces. There's two lines right here. And that's telling you that this edge here should go in between the two lines that are here. So it tells you what to do, which I think is a cool thing. So all I'm going to do is put it in its place. I'm going to lay it down. And there you go. Now you might see a little white on the edge here. I think that's supposed to be there. I think that's part of that dimensional thing. It's supposed to kind of see part of the back of it. So, yeah, that's how I think it goes. So that's the first piece. Second piece. Well, there's actually 4 pieces to this. This second piece, you have to be careful. Because if you look where it's supposed to go like... Where's it supposed to go? It's supposed to go like right there. But if you look, you're going to see there's something else right on top of it. Something else right on top of it. Now, if you're aware of this in the beginning, you'll know where one of the pieces from number 3 is supposed to go. So that's going to layer. This one particular piece is going to layer on top of this piece here. But you have to be able to see those lines. Do you see the lines? Okay. So I'm going to lay that down where the base is telling me it has to go. And I'm going to follow the line all the way down, and I'm going to adhere it. Again, no glue. Very cool. All right, then I'm going to take this piece here. And this is going to go, obviously, on the top. It's going to go right on the edge. It's going to go all the way around, and it's going to come up. So what I'm going to follow this line. So what I'm going to do is, oh, I had to do it this way, I'm sorry. I'm going to put my knife kind of like where that curve is. And then I'm going to place it down and line it up. And as long as you don't press down, this is very strong tape, but as long as you don't press down, you can play with it a little bit. This should come up a little bit more. I'm really hoping you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now that's down. Now this one, cut through. Okay. So again, showing you exactly where it's supposed to go. Okay, same shape. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to move it in place before I press it down. There you go. And then there's this little piece here. And this little piece is going to go right here. I'm sorry, it's going to go right there. I didn't press it down. I want to make sure it's in the right place before I secure it. And guess what? So far, we've done 2 of the 3 dies. Very cool. Now we're going to go here. And we're going to see what's left. We know we have a larger piece here. So let's put that in. Come on now. Okay, this has that plastic backing, which I didn't realize at the time. we're going to work with it. And I'm going to put that exactly where it tells me to, because the shape is there. It's a pretty obvious shape. And then I'm going to put it in line and place it. Now, here, you have a little round circle. So we're going to look for a little round circle. And there's two little round circles, actually. There's here and here. So again, you don't have to go hunting. You see a little round circle, your little oval, I'm sorry. A little oval. Ah, this is not good. It's going to take me a little longer to do this. Okay. Yeah, when you get glitter paper, try not to get the plastic back one. It just makes it more difficult. Okay, so now on this one, they're pretty much the same on both sides. I know it's a tiny piece. They're pretty much, where are you? Pretty much the same. It's not thinner on one side, bigger on the other. So it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna, it's the smaller one. We're just gonna lay it down where it tells us to lay it down. Put it in place and then press it down. Now this is the bigger one. Let's see if that helped. No. Okay, I'm just going along, cutting where I wish the die had cut. Now on this one, there is kind of a thinner and a thicker. This side is a little thinner, this side is a little thicker. So we have to look at that. To look at that on our base. So it looks like this is the, where are you? Where am I? Okay. This is the thicker part. This is the thinner part. So we want to make sure that we don't put it backwards or upside down. Because then you'll see the lines. You know what this reminds me of? Color forms. You remember color forms? That's exactly what this is like. That's exactly what this is like. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. The one that I said, remember, you're going to do an overlap from, I really don't want to do that. There's going to be an overlap over here. And there is a little mark there, so that does help you. I mean, these were actually put together pretty well. Like I said, these are the easiest ones. This is one of the easiest ones. And there's a mark. There's a little mark, so they actually let you have a little mark where it's supposed to start. It's supposed to start right there. And it's supposed to overlap and go down. So we're going to start it. And there is room between this piece and this piece here. So I'm going to overlap it. And just bring it to the edge. And I'm going to move it over. Bring it down. So you're not really going into that whole area there, because we want the contrast of the color. So I just want to straighten this out. Okay. So you want the contrast. You want the silver. First you want the white. Then you want the silver. Then you want the white. Then you want the sparkle. Then you want the silver. And what this does is it gives dimension. So it's kind of giving you like a little ledge here. Between here and here, it's giving you that ledge, or that illusion of a ledge. Very cool. Okay. Now we're going to take another one. Let's take this one here. And we're going to put this where it belongs. And this is like another part of that ledge. On this side. And you could see where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go right here. And then lay it down. And it really is starting to come to life. All we have left is 2 more pieces, and we're done. I mean, it seems confusing. Obviously, I don't know if you could tell the first one I did, the second one I did, but as I went along and I did more and more, you know, it was kind of second nature after a while, because you just get used to where the pieces go. So I did several of the pieces, several of the same, and that just helped me. So this was probably the first piece, and this is the second. Okay, so now we have this piece here. And so we only have 2 pieces left. So where should this go? Well, this piece and the one that's left, very similar. Very similar. Very similar in shape and size. The difference is this has a rounded bottom. This does not. It's pointy on both sides. See that? So we're going to look for the impression the die made that has a rounded bottom. And that's right here. So I am going to lay it down right there. Pick it up just a little bit. There we go. And the other one goes on the opposite side. So I think the one thing that I thought was important was to be a little organized, to get your dies together, each die for each ornament. If you have a magnet sheet, it would be really helpful. If you could cut your dies with the backing, double stick tape, that's extremely helpful, because especially if you're going to be using foil paper, you don't really want to be using glue, wet glue. Okay, so here, right here, can you see it? Right in there, right on the edge there. That's the shape. So we're going to put that in. And that's going to be pretty much up against that silver side. Isn't that cute? You know what it reminds me of? I mean, beside an old ornament, it reminds me of like an alien. Doesn't he look like an alien? Okay, so then we can take one of our, take one of our little, and one of our little hanger pieces. And I did not double stick glue this on the back. So this is going to have to be glued. And all that is just the tiniest piece, a dot of glue. That's all it is. And that is too much glue. So I'm going to take some, I'm going to wipe some of it off. Because again, this is foil. And now I'm just going to add it to the top. And I'm going to let it set. Make sure it's straight. And here's our little alien retro ornament. How cute is that? I mean, how cute is that? Now, what I was thinking, too, is I really didn't want to use any kind of glitter paper for these pieces. Because, I mean, you can. The problem is getting glitter to stick on glitter, or getting paper to stick on glitter. And I didn't want them coming apart. So that's that's why I stayed with these here. But again, I could just do these in glitter as well as the rest of the face. So that, I like it in white. I think it looks really pretty. Okay, the next one is even easier. Again, 3 dies. Move that away. 3 dies. Here's the base. And now you can really see those lines. Look at that. All right. And this is going to tell you where they want you to put the other pieces. And because I don't want little pieces flying around anywhere, I'm just going to kind of pick my die out, leaving the pieces in. Okay, so since this one fell out, so that's it. There's very, very little to this. Okay, so I'm going to just take my backing off. And you can see that this shape is only in 2 places. This shape is here and here, but it fits here. Let's get that other shape that's similar. And I'm going to put it here. So I tried to put down the obvious ones first. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And then there's this piece here. Now this piece, you can see where it's telling us to put it. You can see it's telling us this is the top because it's big, and this is the bottom because it's a little thinner. And it actually gives us the line, it actually gives us the line it wants us to go up against. You see that? Because I think they want to keep some of that mirror card showing still on the side. So I'm going to lay it down. I am going to follow that line. And let me pick it up. Okay. I'm going to follow the line. Okay. And that was piece number 2. And we're done with that. Look at that. Okay, piece number 3. Piece number 3 has, this one, we might have to work out of the die a little bit. Has several pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's work out of the die first. This, well, this is telling us some carrot-looking shapes here and here. Let's find those. Okay, here's one. And there's a thicker end, which goes on top, thinner end goes on the bottom. And the other carrot-looking piece is still in the die. And again, thinner on the bottom, thicker on top. Okay, now let's see, what do we see here? We see a shape that kind of looks like this. And it's actually showing us, you see, actually showing us where it goes. It goes here. See that? or it can go here. Let's look at the size of it. It goes up here. You know, like putting the color forms away. Remember, we would have to put them in the spaces that they came out of. This is exactly the same thing. I'm going to lay it in there. Okay. There's nothing left on this. So, I mean, what do we do? We're not done. We have other stuff. What do we do? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's this little piece, which goes right here. And see what I told you about the dimension? It wants us to see the side, this shiny side right here. Doesn't want us to go all the way to the edge. Just, you know, told us pretty much, you know, where it should go. Okay, so this was 3. So what do we have left? Are we done? Where's my... See? It's important to be organized. I didn't have any... Look at that. I left a piece in there. And I'm teaching you. I got a lot of nerve. Okay. There's another piece. And let's look at this. Okay. This is another overlap. This here, this mark right here, is telling us that's where this goes. It's the only other impression left. So that's where it goes. And I guess I didn't use any glitter on this one. So we know we wanted to go right into that mark there. And we wanted to follow, make that turn, follow it up. And there you go. So the 3 different colors are supposed to give that illusion of depth and dimension. So yeah, I didn't use any green. I thought I used green glitter on this. I guess not. Kind of cool though, right? Okay, we're getting to 28 minutes, and I have to say thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, if you want to make sure that it gets out there, please thumbs up, comment, share. Stay well, and I hope to see you soon. And remember, it's the little things in card making. All right. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Bye.